Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
Irish Radio, I'm Jerry Byrne now, but speaking all over the period of lockdown and everything else to the great and the good and the talented of music from Ireland. I've got a young lass making major inroads, making a major impression on music over this past couple of years. Has missed it, needless to say, with the COVID and all the rest of it. I'm delighted to say hello from her home in Crigmore, Clare, Galway, in County Galway. Katelyn Molloy. Katelyn, how are you?
Hi Jerry, I'm good, thank you. It's lovely to speak to you.
Same as that. Tell me this, Katelyn, how did you become involved in music in the first place?
I've been involved in music since I was very young. I kind of took a liking to it, and then at the age of 13 or 14, I started to teach myself how to play guitar, and I started writing a couple of songs. And then it just all filtered in, the interest grew, and basically led me to where I am today.
Right, excellent. You managed to pursue the the music, and it sort of kept going at it.
Absolutely. I kind of had a determination for that as well, because once I got the taste for it, I said, this is what I want to do with my life, and started working at it. And I recorded my first demo up in Dublin when I was 15, and then just stemmed from there. I wanted to keep doing it because I enjoyed it so much.
That's excellent. Well done. And no, not alone that, you've actually written songs as well as singing.
Yeah, I released my first original back in 2018 called The Nerney Beat, which was kind of paid homage to the brilliant Declan Nerney, because he gave me my first start on a big stage down here in Galway when I was only 16. And that went to number one, and then I did a couple of covers, and my most recent release, I'll Still Love You All the Same, I actually wrote for my sister's wedding back in 2017 for herself and her husband, and I've just kind of been holding on to it for a perfect time to release it. And I said a couple of months ago that I thought this was the time, and I'm absolutely delighted with the response it's gotten over the weekend.
That's excellent. Yes, indeed. Just released on over the weekend on Friday, and have to say it is being received very, very well. Hey, that song, the Nerney Beat, it got a lot of attention, a lot of notice, as you say. It made it to number one. Are you a huge fan of Declan Nerney?
Absolutely. I mean, at 16 years of age and you're going into country music, I mean, you couldn't really ask for a better mentor. And to be brought up on stage with him and to get his advice on how to navigate this whole business was excellent. Indeed
so. It's do you find that as the time has gone on, you've sort of you keep learning more all the time, and you keep sort of maturing in on stage and doing your music?
I think so, yeah. I think as you go on, you learn a lot of new things, and you learn a lot about yourself. I mean, you learn your own performing styles, your writing styles, your singing styles, and it's never a dull moment. There's always something new around the corner, and there's always something to learn. So it's great to have that experience as well. Indeed
so. Now, listen, you were before COVID put a stop to the whole caboose. You were a busy lass. I mean, you were performing all over the place, and you were even up at a huge event in Banbridge in County Down in the Banville House.
We had a great event there, actually. It was a charity event, and there was a couple of great names up there the same night. There was Richie Remo, there was David James, there was Maeve Farrell, and it was absolutely fantastic. And then everything kind of started to nearly come down, and then it was Christmas, and after Christmas then COVID hit, and it kind of put a stop to a lot of things for musicians. It was complete shutdown. So only getting back into it now over the last couple of weeks, and it's excellent. It's great to be back.
Indeed, I bet it is. I mean, it really. I think it's probably the music and in general the hospitality scene has been the hardest hit of any industry with COVID.
I would 100% agree. As I said, there was a complete shutdown, and even when restrictions were being lifted and things like that, there was kind of no movement for musicians, and it was just a very hard time for people. At the same time, that was their livelihood. And there was kind of nothing put in place for that, and it's been a very long 18 months for musicians of the like. So it's great to see gigs coming back. It's great to see people out on the road and getting back into it, and hopefully sooner rather than later we'll get the full capacity and all open back to as normal as we possibly can be for the next couple of months.
Indeed so. But you're battling away. You're busy, lass. You've got loads of, needless to say, with the opening up of things in Ireland gradually. You're getting lots of people contacting you to perform and all the rest of it.
I am indeed. There's a lot of bookings coming in now, and then down here in Galway, I've kind of started doing a couple of local gigs just to keep myself busy and keep going. But definitely in the pipeline, there's a couple of bookings in the calendar, and if anybody wants to know about them, you can find it all on Katelyn Molloy Music on Facebook and Instagram.
Excellent stuff. So, needless to say, you're looking. You must have really missed the whole, the whole situation, during COVID, and missed the singing and missed the meeting people.
Absolutely, I'm very much a people person, so I missed everything got to do with it. I mean, when you're so used to it and you enjoy it so much, it was very, very hard to kind of come down from that, meeting new people every weekend, up on stage performing. And I suppose at times, it could be taken for granted almost, and then you really see how much it was a part of your life when it's kind of taken away from you in a sense. So absolutely, I'm so delighted to be back meeting people and talking to people and getting out there doing gigs.
Indeed, I bet, because that was one of the things that I think every single artist, the biggest thing they actually missed was, the meeting people and being able to, go out and sing and meet the various people around all the various venues. It seemed to be something that, was the biggest loss indeed in the whole situation.
Absolutely. I mean, we were doing Facebook Live gigs, and those were great. But you did miss the personal touch of getting to chat to people after and interacting with them in front of you. It all does help a musician. You feed a lot of your energy from your audience.
Yes.
So it was hard not to be able to be talking to them as you normally would.
Indeed, I bet that. But needless to say, you kept in touch with people by doing the Facebook Lives, and indeed that no doubt reached you to yet another audience who possibly would not have come across your talents.
I think so, yeah. And I mean, it was a great way to keep in contact with people. And while there is some people who, even pre-COVID, mightn't have been able to make it to some gigs but wanted to, there was another avenue for them to be able to be involved in the show and keep in touch with people that they would have also, going to dances and gigs they would have met with. So it was all definitely a new experience, but I think it's something that will continue going forward also, these live streams of concerts and dances and things like that.
Indeed so. I think the era of social media and keeping in touch online is certainly well and truly with us, and indeed here to stay.
I think we learned an awful lot more about interacting with people and contact through social media, while we as musicians and artists would have used social media for, promoting our gigs and keeping people informed. But I think we've learned a whole new way of doing that with COVID. So I think it's great. I think it's a great avenue to have.
Indeed so, and no doubt you're going to continue to do that. Listen, well done, Katelyn, on everything that you've done and achieved so far. And listen, wish you all the continued luck in the world with the latest release. It's been lovely to chat to you, and listen, continued success.
Thank you, Ger. It was lovely to chat to you, and hopefully we'll speak to you again soon.